So, like, new to the game, and my main goal was not to waste resources, right? But then, like, I love me some Batman. I love me some Jessica Cruz. And so I couldn't help myself, and I dumped a bunch of resources into them. And a bunch, when I say a bunch, not a lot. However, I do kind of regret it right now. I want them to be at level link so that the levels go up, but I don't want to put resources into them. Stack on top of that, I got Raven yesterday, and I know Raven is an amazing tune now in this game. So I kind of want to switch roles. I want Raven to be one of the top five that I invest in, so that way her level keeps going up because I know she's good. And then Jessica Cruz and Batman, maybe they'll have some uses in some places in other ways, but I feel like they're going to be very, very. I mean, Batman's going to be very, very early game so far as what I can tell. And Jessica Cruz looks like she doesn't really have a place right now in the game as far as my roster right now. So what I'm going to do is try this lovely feature that DC Worlds Collide put into the game because they apparently saw the mistakes that other games made, and they did the level link, which is amazing. They did the character training, which is amazing, which a lot of other games don't do because they're like, no, bring out your wallet. Let's see this cash, homie. So I am, and that makes me want to like put money into the game. You know what I mean? Like I like it. This is why I'm trying to shift my resources over to it. So anyway, I'm going to go through retraining and try to figure out who I'm going to strip of their resources. Let's get to the video.
There is a difference between you and me. We both looked into the abyss. But when it looked back at us, you blinked.
Hi guys, I'm Grappa here, and this is a DC Worlds Collide video. It's going to be very hard for me not to say DC Legends for at least the first couple weeks. Anyway, so you saw in the intro that what I'm planning on doing right now is stripping some of the characters that I have put resources into early because, like I said, I'm on my third day. I'm only at level like 100. It's my highest, and I think my max level for Arrow is like 160. 160. I think even for some of the elite characters, it's up to like 220. Or something. Their max level is 220. Is it? But anyway, so yeah. So right now, as I'm trying to get through the main story portion of the game, what I've come to see is that Jessica Cruz and Raven, their roles should be switched in terms of how I'm building my roster. I want to put resources into Raven, and I don't want to have to put resources into Jessica Cruz. Now you can do character retraining, which, as I read, if it's epic or up, then there is no limit to the retraining. You can do it at any level. If it's an elite or below, then you can only retrain up to level or rank 6. So when you have like the 5 yellow stars, you can retrain them. Once you hit the 6th yellow, hit the first red, you cannot. So in this scenario, they don't have resources in them anyway, but I could not retrain Scarecrow, Mr. Freeze, but I could retrain Canary, for example. All right, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go through their kits because this is going to be kind of like a Raven Jessica Cruz versus for those of you who know my old channel when I would do versus. But then there's going to be an actual thing that happens, which is I'm going to switch them. So first things first is we're going to go into Jessica Cruz's kit. Grants all allies shield that can absorb damage equal to 40% of attack for 2 turns. And deals 1 enhanced basic attack immediately, projecting a war axe to attack all enemies. When did that? I don't recall seeing a war axe. It ignores 50% of enemies' defense if with the rank that I'm at now. So grants all allies a shield that can absorb damage equal to 40% of attack. I'm assuming that's the allies' attack and not hers. That is not a lot because if you can, as you can tell, like the at least for me now at this level, the attack stat is 2,500. Let's just say, right? 40% of that is going to be 1,000. So, I mean, you can absorb 1,000 damage. Okay, when she hits for 120, that shield does nothing. 120% of their attack. The shield does nothing. Me reading that now with a better understanding after just, a couple days, It really sucks. Damage absorbs incoming damage. Damage reduces superpower damage by 10%. Okay, whatever. Basic attack projects a hammer to attack an enemy. Deals, special power damage deals 120% of her damage. So she can protect up to 40% of the damage that's there, but then she would deal 120 like most other characters do at minimum. At the end of her turn, grants an ally with the lowest proportion of HP a shield that can absorb up to 30%. They're just not big shields. And I feel like they get punched through easily. And then for this to be an ultimate, like this part right here, passive, fine, that's okay, whatever. This ultimate being the shield is like, that's a waste of an ultimate in the whole grand scheme of things. I don't like it. And then the passive, increase attack power by 15%. When any ally gains a shield, the next damage dealt to herself increases 2% of the attack power. Okay, sure. This effect is stackable up to 10 times. So then you end up with 20%. Stacks all are cleared after attacking. So I can stack up to 10 times, but if you attack and it's only stacked up 2 times, it's gone. Like, and then down here, when the number of stacks reaches 3 or more, the next damage dealt ignores 35%. So if I get the 3 stacks based on the effect is stackable, increases attack power when an enemy gains shield. The next damage so like they'll gain shield from one of her advanced attacks and from her ultimate. Okay. And then that means it ignores 35% of the enemy's defense. I mean, it's not impressing me. And it seems like they're saying a lot of stuff to say nothing. Let's go back one more thing too. So her affinities as well. I think, she has nobody. Like there's nobody on her side on my roster now that I can use to even boost her up a little bit. I'm not saying she's bad. I'm just saying she's not good. I don't have enough experience now to say who's bad. I can just say that I can't use what you provide. So, Raven deals superpower damage equal to 360% of attack power to the enemy target with the most debuffs. 360% damage. So triple that. So we're talking about 6,000 plus another 1,200 on top of that. So like 8,200. I like it. I'm a fan. To the one with the most debuffs. Also permanently decreases the attack by 8% in the defense paper. So she's actually causing like permanent damage that cannot be recovered. So as she hits with that ultimate, that character gets weaker, not just more deader. Attacks an enemy target, dealing power damage equal to 85% of the attack power, and ricochets one time. Ricochet damage is decreased by 50%. So it's going to be 95% now because I have her up to level 2. Let's go up to level 2. And then after that, it's going to be 45 plus 2.7, 47.5%. Not the hardest hitting basic. Like I just said, most of them hit 120, 120%, but that was still punched through a Jessica Cruz shield. Okay, this is the one I like. Advanced attack. 4-turn cooldown. Revives defeated allies, heals them for HP equal to 70% of Raven's current HP, and moves them to 50% progress on the attack bar. Now here's the other thing. This is why I kind of slowed down when I read that, because this part I didn't get. 70% of Raven's current health is not 70% of her max health, which then says that, and I saw this in battle, which was like, damn. I would see my characters revive, and then the health be like 3/4 of the way up, and then it would drop back down to like 5%. And that, as I think on it, it might be because Raven was low on health when she was bringing them back, because of course it's like towards the end of the battle where we're just like trying to scrap to get by. So then her current HP was not high. So if she only had 10%, then they're only going to get 7. After revival, Raven temporarily loses her strength for 1 round and is unable to take action. There's the downside, right? But that's okay, I'll take it. Upon dealing damage, randomly adds 1 stack of damage type debuff. So one of these, bleed, poison, burn, frostbite. It lasts for 2 rounds. I love this ability. I really, really do. It looms large, especially. No, this is still a single target. I wish it was an AoE. When triggered, this instance of damage gains an additional 30% life steal rate if the target has 3 or more types of debuffs. And then we'll go through the burn real quick because I'm still learning these. Detonates at 4 stacks, taking special damage equal to 60% of the attack. 60% of attack from this character, I'm assuming. This is something that is in Superboy's kit about detonating special damage. And I need to read more on that, but he has a ultimate ability or a passive ability that has something with that, which is a plus because I'm working on Superboy. He's already up there to level 8, like with the resources in him. I'm not going to level link him. I think I'm going to actually like level him up properly because I think he's a pretty good character. Knocks back the action bar for 30%. Yo, this is something I wanted to say before, but if you're just starting out in any kind of game like this, the most important buffs or actions are reducing the turn meter, the speed bar, action bar, whatever the hell that game is that you're playing calls it, and stun. If you can't take a turn, that gives me time to do more stuff. If I can keep rewinding you and keep you from taking your turn, I get to do more stuff. So fear is actually, and that is why I just realized something too. I told you I'm gonna be learning this game along with whoever's watching this video. I just realized that that's part of the reason why I like Scarecrow, because he puts out fear, and I noticed that my characters got to keep going and that there was a benefit there, but I didn't understand the benefit. I understand the benefit now. So it knocks back the action bar by 30%. So you're reducing the turn meter by 30%, the action bar, whatever. And decreases damage dealt by 15% afterwards. I like that ability. Fear might be my favorite debuff in the game. Okay, poison at the end of, and I'm a poison bleeds dude. I love putting those things out there, but fear sounds awesome. At the end of the turn, take superpower damage equal to 20% of the attack and decreases healing received by 10%. So if you're poisoned, you can't heal as much, and you're going to take damage at the end of the turn. At the end of the turn for bleeds, take physical damage. So poison, special damage, bleeds, physical damage. Okay, I can see how that works. I like how they did that. At the end of the turn, take physical damage equal to 20% of attack and decreases shield by 10% if proportion of HP is lower than 33%. Okay, the damage is doubled. So then, with bleeds, if you're below 33% health, then that damage is 40%. I like bleeds. The damage is doubled. Bleed ignores shields and deals its damage directly to HP. We love that as well. I love when games do that. Freeze, deal, and this is the thing. It says deals physical damage equal to 15% of attack for each stack of frost. Like this one can stack up to 10, so it could be 150 if you got a bunch of frostbite going out there. It says deal damage though, and that's kind of big because the others say at the end of the turn. And when I first frostbite was, I think it was like the first debuff I read. I know that because I was reading it today. And so like I don't know when that happens. When does that action take place? Beginning of the turn? Sure. But this makes me want to build either a frostbite team or a bleeds team, which I like now in terms of like constructing teams with affinities and synergies. I'm happy about that. Now, here's the other thing too. She gets a 2.5% attack bonus and a 5% health bonus because of Starfire. Starfire is maybe I should plug in my phone. Starfire is on my roster. She does have a bunch of resources in her. Is she the best? No, but she's pretty damn good. I do enjoy playing with her. So having Raven with Starfire. So basically there's nothing but benefits in me doing this with Raven, and Jessica Cruz is like disappointed I can drop her into a level link for like any kind of special circumstances. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove Raven from level link. Hopefully this works the way I planned it, because if it doesn't, I'm going to feel like an idiot. I'm going to remove her from level link. I'm going to go over to Jessica Cruz. I'm going to go over to Jessica Cruz. I'm going to retrain her. I don't know why I'm so hesitant about doing this. I feel like I'm like betraying Jessica Cruz. Rank retraining. Let's just retrain. It's going to cost, whoa. It only costs 5 gems to do this? This is really nice. Okay. Spend 5 gems to retrain. Yeah. All right, so I've retrained her. Okay. Now, theoretically, this is what we're going to see. I should be able to take Raven up to level 80 at least. All right, so then we'll just do this for the next ever. Now, the other plus about Jessica Cruz was that oh, there you go. See, lets me do it automatically. I love that. Thank you. Oh, we love it. Okay, so now she's up to level 80. I would like to take her up higher. I'm not gonna right now. I thought I told you guys do not disturb, and now I got all these messages. Whatever. Anyway, so I'm up to level 80 on her. I feel good about. Wait, no. Didn't I say? Oh, there. I clicked the button. Level up. Okay. Now I'm up to level 80. We're good to go. The skills that get unlocked, we're good to go. This got ranked up. Okay. Bet. So now Raven is one of my better tunes in the game. And now I can go pop over and add Jessica Cruz into the level link. That way she'll still be level 80. So it's just that I've shifted where my resources are going to go. But Jessica Cruz, she will be leveled up slower because it'll always be the last person who gets leveled. And I'm going to take, for example, you see here, I'm going to take Green Arrow. I'm going to take Nightwing. Then I'll probably take Raven next, followed by Superboy, then followed by Star Sapphire. And you're going to play this. This is more like, yeah. Chess Rabbit, yes. Yeah. You got me. People told me to try it, and I was already in Marvel Strike Force. They even put me in the Envoy program, and I was like, okay, cool, this will be fun. But I just couldn't find my space there. I couldn't. I don't want to put up just crap content that I'm like recycling crap that other guys have, not crap because they're really good content creators that other people have said. I want to be able to like find my own niche, and I couldn't find any space or niche in that community. Not like they weren't welcoming or nice, and those people seem like cool guys or whatever, but it's like I'm already 6 years late to the game, whatever. So it just felt like I didn't really have a place there. Although I still love that game. That's still I would call my main game. However, DC Worlds Collide is quickly taking over. Like I've barely looked at Marvel Strike Force today, and DC Worlds Collide is like really, I've been on it all day. Anyway, so now that we have done this, I feel a little bit better. I was feeling guilty about stripping these resources from Jessica Cruz. I don't know why. I'm weird. I am weird. I kind of can't wait to go ahead and get Raven up to level 100. I'm tempted to see what... Oh. And this is the other thing. So when I go to level link, or let me see, with the retraining thing, you cannot do it with anybody who's in level link. So in order for me to see, I have to go to level link. In order for me to see what level they were before I put them in, I need to just tap on them real quick. I had no resources in Penguin, so there's no point in me removing him from there. I don't know if I'm going to put real resources into him at this moment, but for right now, level link is good enough. Harvey, there's some in it, but level 10, I'm not freaking out over that. Star Sapphire is one. So basically, nobody else in my level link am I willing to remove resources for. Plus, even if I could with the elites, I can't because they're ranked 6. I'm not going to because I like those 3 a lot. And this was the question I had before I jumped on. Batman is always an early game tune in every game. They use him to pull you into the game. I love Batman, and then he's never good after early game. DC Legends did the same thing. Like it's one of those standard things of like slap the Bat logo on something, slap the Superman logo on something, and people will come. And then it's like, and then Wonder Woman's always the best. Same thing happened in like DC Legends where they had like 3 Wonder Women, and they were all better. Well, Defender of Justice wasn't great, but she was alright in the mid game. Like those 3 like were always good, and we had like 14 Batman, and all of them sucked. Superman got a good rework, and so he became a beast halfway through but still. Anyway, old memories. I'm still upset about Red Sun Superman. 5 years later. So like I had him at level 60, and I'm tempted to remove his resources to help put them into Raven to get her up to level 100 as fast as possible. That makes me feel guilty. Straight up. I'm not going to lie. I'm gonna do it, but it makes me feel guilty. Batman's my favorite superhero, man. What am I supposed to say? All right, so character retrain. Am I really about to do this? I'm about to do this. And the thing is, I don't see like a limit where they give you like a daily limit on how many you can remove. It feels like I could dump the resources into one character, try him out for a day, and then be like, nah, and then remove it. The way I would rather do it, I can't believe I just did that. The way that I would rather do it is like this: put them in level link for a while, like I did with Raven. She's in level link for a while. She's really proven who she is, and then I'm like, all right, cool. Well, let's just go ahead and hop back and remove her from that and put her in the top 5. So like I could even evaluate like these are the top 5 in the game right now, or on my roster right now, and I'm gonna have to watch this. I think it's okay for epics, because they say in there that it's okay for epics at any level. Then I have Starfire at 120, right? Ranks 8. Okay. Then comes along Zatanna. I finally get Zatanna. Zatanna's better than Starfire. I can still strip all those resources off, put Starfire in level link, put all those resources into Zatanna, because I know that I want to actually put my real resources into her, not just level link. So I like the system a lot. It gives a different element of how to use your resources without basically forcing you to pull out your wallet. Is it gonna just? I would love for it to just give that arrow of like, yo, go ahead and do this. But we're at, we're already out. We're already out. So I'm at level 91 with Raven. I'm thinking on if I should strip anybody else of their resources, but I probably won't do that. We'll stay at level 91 for now. She's still lower than Starfire because of the rank thing, but I'm very happy with that. And now, Batman, forgive me. Forgive me. I had to put you here, homie. And then also the next guy from that previous video that needs to go in there is Bizarro, I think, because one of them did suck. It was Ocean Master's in there. Oh yeah, Starfire stays in, Star Sapphire stays in, and then Bizarro goes in. Bizarro might end up being one that I put real resources into, but we'll see as we play along. So, thank you guys for watching. Please like, please subscribe. If you don't like it, hit subscribe and hit dislike. I'm okay with that as well. If you know things better than me or have a different strategy of how you do this, please drop it in the comment section. As I said, I'm like 3 days into this game. I've just played it so much that I like it so much. I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait to make the content. So I'd rather have you guys correct me than for me to wait and pretend to be an expert, which I'm really not an expert in most stuff. And by most, I mean nothing. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. See you next time.